All right, everybody, let's have a look at our brand awareness campaign. Let's dive right into it. So, at the moment, I think everybody is a little bit pessimistic. We're right in the bear market. The mood is down. People lost money. I think it's hard to imagine of better times, but there will be better times. And for us, the most important is to not stop right now. We need to push as DeFiChain. We need to push the project forward. We need to bring new people on board, and we need to make DeFiChain excited for everybody. So our motto should be stay calm and keep pushing. That's what's all about. And that's why such a campaign is so important at that moment in time. Talking about the campaign, what are the objectives? So the focus of this campaign is brand awareness, as explained. And for that, we set up an optimal mix of channels for DeFiChain. And this contains display ads, sponsor content, podcast ads, and also creators we work with. Platforms, we're going to use platforms that are specifically able to geo-target. That means we want to focus on the US market and a little bit of the European market. And for that, we need platforms where we can specifically select these countries and these target groups. So not people from Asia or somewhere else see these ads. And also we pick platforms that over-index this specific traffic. So basically platforms that have their main visitors and target group in these specific regions. And regarding the target groups, we are looking for growth channels for crypto savvy users because we think these are the people that are the easiest to get excited about the project. And also we allocate a portion of the budget towards DeFi developers because this is what we need to build the project, people that are interested to build business on DeFiChain. Looking at the channel breakdown, we have broken the media strategy down into basically two different categories. So the first one is one-time events that create brand awareness. Under that, there fall display ads on Etherscan, Cointelegraph, DeFi Pulse, and even more, as well as newsletter sponsorships. We're going to sponsor the Wolf of All Streets newsletter, the Blockworks newsletter, and we're also going to do a Brave takeover, a browser takeover again. Evergreen traffic drivers is content that you create, but that stays available. So this we're talking about videos, we're talking about podcasts, and we're also talking about creators that create content around DeFiChain. So we're going to work with Cryptonauts, we're going to work on Decrypt on podcasts, we're going to sponsor podcasts, CoinDesk, HackerNoon, and also Crypto Banter. So an exciting lineup of channels we're going to work with and on. So you can definitely look forward to that. Talking about budget, we plan for $250,000 for three months period. Why 3 months? I'm going to talk about this later. But just to give you a heads up, we are at the moment working on the stage 2 of Apollo mission, and we think that we might be able to start pitching that in like 6 weeks or 4 to 6 weeks. So this campaign will approximately start at winter time. So this will be right in between our Brave campaign that more or less stopped a few weeks ago and the stage 2 of Apollo mission. So we keep a constant flow of marketing running. And if you look at the pie chart on the right side, you see that the most money gets spent on content creators as well as display ads. We also have a really in detail channel mix breakdown. So if you're interested in that, I would suggest to pause the video and go through the details here because I'm not going to do it step by step. I think this is very straightforward. It just showcases what are the percentages on what we're going to spend the 250K. So pause the video or listen or read through the Reddit post where this specific picture is also posted. Obviously important, what are the performance estimates? We look at impressions and clicks on the other hand. Impressions and on impressions as well as clicks, we see a constant ramp up. So these are not accumulated numbers. These are like absolute numbers. So it will start slowly and then it will ramp up over time. And the same goes for clicks. So you see this on the slide as well. The CPM averages at around $19. What does CPM stand for the non-marketing people? This is cost per mil. Basically, that means how much you spend for 1,000 impressions. So that means if you want 1,000 impressions, it costs you $19, and this basically scales up. And cost per click is around $2.50. Looking at the timeline, we try to really split this up over the period of 3 months. So we have constantly things running and constantly some action in the market. Here as well, I'm not going to go through all the details. If you're interested in, pause the video, check it out, read through it. If you have questions, put them on Reddit, contact us via Telegram. We are always open for discussion. What you see here as well is when we estimate the start of the Polar mission. So this will be a seamless campaign from this specific brand awareness campaign into this stage 2 Apollo mission. So this is going to be also very exciting. We're currently working on that. I cannot wait to tell you more about that, but more later. Performance summary. So this shows you basically the highs and the lows, what we are expecting for the 250K. In terms of impression, we're going to average between 12 and 13.5 million impressions. And on the click side, it's going to be between 95 on the low end and 105,000 on the high end. That's just a quick summary regarding the performance. What we need, so beside the 250K, we also need to make sure for us as a business DeFiChain accelerator to allocate some tax accruals because we set up a company in Cyprus. I'm sure a lot of people of you are aware of that, to handle all the funding and to make this legally safe, what we are doing. And we need to evaluate at the moment how we tax-wise interpret the money we receive from the community fund. So this might end up that we're not going to have to spend this because it's within a business year, but to make sure that we can operate as a business, we need to have these tax accruals. In case we don't need them, we're going to use them for further marketing. I think that sums it up. So the overall summary is going to be $281,250 for this specific CFP. And if we put this into perspective, we currently have around 28.4 million DFI in the community fund. We're going to request 281,250. We calculate with $1 for one DFI. So this is around 0.78% of the overall fund, and the recovery time for the fund, since their block rewards always going into the community fund, will be 6.5 days. So nothing to be too worried about, even though it's a lot of DFI because of the prices at the moment, but it's definitely worth it. Talking about it being worth it, let's just sum up the benefits for DeFiChain for this specific campaign. So this will definitely help us to stay relevant during the bear market. It's the worst thing we could do to become silent and do nothing. So these specific awareness campaigns help to tell the people, okay, this is a legit project. They believe in themselves, even if the market is not looking too good at the moment. That doesn't matter. We are still here, and we are able to push. We will be able to get new people excited about the project, talking about investors, developers, all that. With that, we also build up momentum for the recovery phase. So nobody knows when the bull market starts. It will take a year, maybe, I don't know. But everything we build now will help us to gain momentum when the recovery phase starts. So it's time to shine now when others are struggling. And that's about it. That sums up the CFP. And in case you have any questions, feel free to contact us via Reddit, Telegram, whatever, post a comment. We are happy to help. And yeah, with that said, thanks for joining, and looking forward for the voting. Thank you.